Ah. Oh, pills. Let's take my medicine. Where is my medicine? Huh. I knew I forgot something and I just got started. Ooh, yeah. Oh. Good morning. Good morning. Look, man, just want y'all to know I appreciate my subscribers. Oh, appreciate you. You will make my head explode with greatness. But problems, man. I want to be a grand clam. Not all the time can I be around to sing you songs when you're down. I need to read, and that's what I'm here to do. I wonder, I wonder how many people I might catch who might be actually interested in stories. And that's a big, tall order, especially in 2025. But you guys, listen, it'll really help me out with my fantasies and illusions. Seriously. So anyway, I am a reader of books. That is my illusion. So today, we're going to read books that are not on my list, not in my plan. Short stories, right here. And if that's the kind of thing that you can also enjoy, besides when I'm bouncing off the walls, then I will be, at that point, the perfect grandmother. Yeah. I got some ego issues. Yeah. But it doesn't really count much. I don't count much on my ego. It's just like a shit in my head. So don't worry about that, guys. What my ego is all about, I really want to read. I really want people to appreciate that. They do. Everybody's going on ASMR. What's not more perfect than falling asleep while somebody's reading to you? Right? What's more perfect than that? Huh? Well, I'm gonna get on my own nerves if I do this because I have to have a beat. That's what these kids want today. They want. Wait. What do they like? They like the shit. And they calm down and they really get into it too. But see, I ain't got no nails for that. And it gives me the weeby weebies in my heart, and I don't like that shit. So what do? I read. I'm going to read a story as soon as I get my pills taken. From a series of story books, stories, lore from across the world. I mean, there's stories in here. There's old folk tales from Russia. There's folk tales from Ukraine. There's folk tales from Saudi Arabia, I'm sure. So, I mean, shortened, easy to read versions meant for kids. And if I'm going to keep any, you know, if I want to really let the reader know, the reader, see, you're a watcher, to even let the watcher know, maybe he's interested in the other things I'm about. And this is where I fear I'm gonna lose everybody. So that's the game today. How many people can I lose just by being myself for real because they don't really want to read books? Isn't that arrogant? Hell, girl, you just got started. Yeah, I know I just got started. But I'm a serious student over here. And I want to do serious things. I don't want to clown around. I want to spend my summer studying Zen on YouTube Live. And remind me, I'm getting eager and anxious and rambunctious because I want to have a ego fantasy. But we're not here for ego. How you doing, mister? Three of you. I'm taking my morning medicine. I guess the numbers are coming. I'm about to read fairy tales. But I'm simply getting my morning ramble on. Mr. Jork and Mr. Tyler, how y'all doing? I wanted to try to say Jork because it's a very hard word, but I'm going to end up calling you Joshua, okay? Is that Swedish? It's so hard to pronounce. Right, we're reading today. We're not reading Zen. Aren't you lucky? We're reading from this book's called The Time Life Enchanted World. This is a episode or the name of the book, Fairies and Elves. No, I tarot card. I can do tarot, I believe, but I'm not going to sell that right now. Not today. I'll sell it some other day when I'm really in the mood and my psychic juices are turned up to like 17. Then I'll pull out them cards and we'll have a grand old time, okay? But right now I'm not doing that. I'm trying to see if anybody actually appreciates or wants reading, wants to hear a story being read. So I need to get serious. But I can do tarot. Do you mind if I still have to look it up in the book? All right, guys. Let me show you a picture. Isn't that beautiful? My granddaughter's going to get some fairy tales in my live feed. I drew this picture just for my granddaughter's FYI. I drew a rendition of this picture and it's in my notebook of art. So she'll be able to have a direct memory. So that's cool. The name of the story is called The Heart's Far Carrying Call. In the season of mists, when the earth was white, with hoarfrost and the trees gleamed bare and black, a solitary knight wandered in the Kentish hills. He was a young man, but his gait was shambling and slow. Once he'd been comely, now his bones stretched the pale skin of his face, and his eyes were sunk in shadows. The knight had been brought to this pass by encounter during the summer that year. The land was blooming then, the meadows were carpeted with primrose and heartsease, and the air was laden with the scent of lavender. One bright morning he set out for London to join the king's armies. He rode briskly at first, but the country lanes were warm and quiet, save for the blackbird's song and the echoing notes of the cuckoo, and soon the knight's horse slowed to a walk. The young man rode on unheeding, drowsily dreaming his young man's dreams. After some time his reverie was broken by a fluttering movement near an oak beside the lane. He spoke, but no one replied. Made foolhardy by curiosity, he dismounted and strode to the tree. Come out, he said. A trill of laughter was the only reply. Come out, called the knight again. A woman stepped lightly into the lane and stood before him. She seemed clothed with the dawn, for her draperies were the color of rose petals, and she was crowned with a cascade of fiery hair. She met the knight's stare with green eyes as shy as any forest creature's, and in that instant the knight was lost. Every thought of king and country faded into the gaze. Without speaking a word, he held out his arms to the fairy. She came quite willingly, it seemed. And the knight lifted her to the saddle of his horse. In a language he could not understand, she whispered to the animal, which turned obediently from the path, and, which turned obediently from the path, and with the knight pacing alongside, threaded its way through the trees and into the sunny meadows that lay beyond. They travelled for hours, now in field and now in shady forest. From time to time the lady spoke softly. The knight plucked wild flowers for her, and with nimble fingers she fashioned them into garlands for her blazing hair. When the sun stood high in the heavens, she began to sing, weaving a net of melodies around the man who walked beside her. She leaned from the saddle and peered into his eyes with a look of such absorbing tenderness that he could not speak for longing. At last, when the afternoon was well advanced, the lady spoke a word in her strange tongue, and the horse halted, a small elder corpse. Sorry? Hold on. And the horse halted, and a small elder copse. This is a word I've never read before. This is a word I do not know. Copse. Copse? A small elder copse? Or copse? I have no idea. The knight lifted her from the saddle and looked again into her face. He saw an inexpressible sadness. Tears glistened in the green eyes and glittered on the lashes. The knight kissed the fairy then, but she drew herself from his arms and once more began to sing. Light as morning mist, the voice coiled around him, and the young man's eyes grew heavy. He swayed and sank into the ground, or to the ground. For a moment he saw the rosy draperies of the lady and the bright tendrils of her hair swinging as she bent to watch him. Above her head, the canopy of leaves wheeled. He closed his eyes. Holy cow. Ugh. I'm a little out of practice. I need a reading guide. I need a new device. There we go. Hello, newcomers, new stayers. It's just what I'm doing today. Today we're doing what my channel's about. Granny reads books to her grandchild. We're reading fairy tales right now. So far, this man's been taken under the sway, hypnotized by a beautiful fairy, and I needed a break. I don't take as many breaks when I record my books that I'm doing, but here we are because this is casual. This is casual. Here we go. As he slept, he dreamt of darkness. He saw a line of men, knights like himself, but haggard and grey in death. Their dry lips were split over gaping black mouths. Ugh. Their dry lips were split over gaping black mouths, and shadows filled their empty eye sockets. The lips moved, and the knight realized that the ghostly figures were calling his name. Their bony fingers waved, summoning him. He awakened, bathed in icy sweat, staring up through the leaves at the stars. He was alone. He sighed and closed his eyes and slept again. Dawn came, and the night's second wakening, and the night's second waking with it a premonition of dreadful grief. The fairy was gone, having taken his heart from his breast. He knew that she had left him as surely as if he had seen her die. He knew that from then on every hour would be achingly empty. His fate had come upon him, a life full of yearning for what would never be satisfied, of calling and hearing no reply. Sick with desire, he arose and searched. He hunted through the copse, but found no sign of the fairy. He paced the meadows, following every path and byway, and still he found no sign. So that first day passed, and the next, and the next. The flowers faded in the fields, the harvests were gathered in, and the birds were ceasing their singing. Still the night wandered, a gaunt figure silhouetted against the winter sky, a man bereft of hope, but not of longing. At last he could walk no further. He lay down on the bracken. The final earthly sounds he heard were the moan of the wind and the hoarse cries of calling rooks. In that hour he died. The countrymen who found the wasted body said little, but their faces were set and grim. When they were safe in their homes again, they whispered of fairy enchantments and the ranks of mortals who were the victims of fairy love. They spoke with fear, as mortals often did when they talked of the powers of fairy. Yet in those distant days the current of love between mortal and the fairy realms ran deep and strong, impelled by longing. Mortals and fairies both strove to breach the boundaries that separated them, and sometimes they succeeded. Not even passion and affliction were sufficient to keep open invisible walls between the worlds. Ever desiring, human and fairy were ever divided. The stories of their loves were almost always pervaded by sorrow and filled with the pain of loss. Mortal customs did not help, for they were weighted against strangers and strangeness. Among mortals, in those dangerous times, the only certain trust was in kinship. The names of their fathers or mothers identified men and women and showed their place in the hierarchy of a family. In Celtic countries, carefully reordered, carefully recorded blood ties spread in ever widening circles. The Welsh, for instance, understood relationships to the nth degree, that is to say, to the position of the third cousin once removed or of the great 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 grandparent, and the Irish to the 17th. An outsider who injured one member of a family clan was answerable to all of its members to specified degrees, and all of them could exact appropriate vengeance. The importance of blood kinship was such that marriage among mortals posed a serious problem. That of safety, that of safely admitting into a family a bride or groom who did not share its blood. In the earliest times, the stranger was surrounded by all sorts of conditions that indicated his alien status. Wives might go through life forbidden to call their husbands by name, for instance, since the mention of it gave power to the speaker. Women used such epithets as "my master" instead. And in those places where husbands joined their wives as families, the grooms were hedged about with rules of behavior that set them apart. They might be forbidden to speak to their wives' relatives, or be required to live in a household of special, separate quarters. And later, safer times, of course, more comfortable arrangements prevailed, but throughout Europe, wedding customs continued to reflect the sense that a stranger entering a family carried about him something of a threat. In Ireland and Wales, weddings were celebrated with, holy cow, what the hell is this? A goddamn lesson in goddamn history? Sorry, my bullshit detector just went off. Dude, I don't really want to read this no more. Who's interested in the marriage customs? Give me a something, right? All right, let's talk about marriage customs. It's no longer a story, see? It's now a history lesson. I wasn't prepared for that. It made me lose my whole stride. I should really proofread before I go live with reading, huh? Shit, I should have picked a better story. Grandma's Fairy Tale Theater is now a bomb. Yeah, got another bomb video. And I can't tell when the story ends because I'm not reading a whole book. Are you kidding me? Hey, screw this. This was fun. I cannot believe I bombed so badly. Hello, person who has come here. Let's come here. I don't know if this video is going to get uploaded either. I'm screwing around until I get a good video. Pardon my body. And when I get a good video, I'll put it on my page. My page is dead right now, meaning I'm done recording specific themed videos with wacky ideas for introduction. That season is over. I ended it with a trilogy. And now I'm only going to keep the videos that are cool. You know, whatever. So this one's not going up. So in this one, I'm free to explore whether or not people are actually interested in getting read to. And getting read to is different. Reading to you is different than it is when I'm recording a book reading. So it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. That book on fairies and elves is not awesome. So I got to find a better fairy tale. Or maybe I will create one. Everyone wants a tarot card. Or one of y'all. One wants a tarot card. You want to try tarot? We'll do that in a second. I'm going to try to do it. But damn it, I still got to look it up in the book card. In the book. Book. I got to look things up sometimes. That makes me a faker. And who wants a fake-ass reading? Everybody, that's what they sit around and listen to, but they think it's real. Oh, I know they think it's real, but you know what? That's all right. I can play with our illusions, too. Yesterday I decided, I know what my channel is. I know what my live feed is anyway. An absolute parody. I am a parody. Even all the humans rolled into one. But, I'm just doing this to let my granddaughter know who I was. Crazy as I am, I'm not doing it for y'all. I'm doing it for the future. I just wish I can get people who actually like discussions and stories and being heard, because I certainly want to hear you. I don't want to do all the talking, but that's what you came for. I'll try. Hello, 3 happy viewers. I'm reading today. I'm focusing on reading today. I believe that nobody's going to like reading. And this is my illusion. So today we're going to fight our illusions, man. We're going to face our illusions head on. Does anybody give a shit about my reading them stories? Because I'm so happy that what I've done has earned subscribers and respect that. But I also want to know what they're coming for. Do they want to, do they, all those things that we worry about in our existential dread times. Hello, Lois Thompson. Thank you, Lois. Well, I'm reading for crap today, okay? Because stage fright is so real. It's not the same situation as when I read from my plate for my playlist. But I didn't like that story. I don't know how long you've been here, but the story was night wanders off and falls in a fairy seduces him. It's fairy tale. And she takes his soul and leaves him high and dry, and how fairies and bloodlines and shit like that with humans don't work out. And then it started going into a book report about the marriage customs of old Europe. And that's all well and good. But while I'm sitting there reading it, my brain's going, bullshit, propaganda. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, they're selling me. I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling when somebody is selling me something. And I got that feeling while I was reading that fairy story. And I'm like, well, that's just not right, because marriage customs in the old lores, very fascinating. very worthy of historical knowledge. But I just, in today's environment, God dang it, after the American Eagle commercial, I just thought this conversation was not, it just seemed too subtle. And I'm very sensitive to manipulation, even if I'm just crazy. So let me get my brain straight, and I'm gonna find the love story I read before. It was beautiful, and since I read it before, I shouldn't freak out. Ah, so we're gonna read a love story fairy tale here in a second, as soon as I find it. I haven't read these books. I collected them from my dead mother. Hello, bug. I collected them from my dead mother, and I have never read them. And part of the goal I have to do before I die is I would like to at least read the books I own. Okay? Because my whole life I had a huge library, and then my mother-in-law caused half of that to disappear for lies reasons. And then I moved here and lost several more. And then I moved here. I had to give up more. The only books I own right now are 3 large Rubbermaid bins. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 sets of loose encyclopedias. That's all I got. And I'm like, here's my rule. Don't buy any new books. Yeah, sure, I obeyed that well. Don't buy any new books until you read the ones you got. And then I got these. So, I wanted to leave a legacy behind for my granddaughter about reading. And also, where the hell is this book? And also about the fact that it's okay if you don't do it well. You do it for the love. You don't do it for the show. I can't find it because it's in the other pile. Why didn't I look at that pile first? Because you're talking too much. Dang it. So, Lore of Love, if you're right here, I'm going to scream and cry. Thank you for not making me cry in front of these good people. Okay. I lost a book. Wait. Did I lose a book? Words. Secret. No. Okay, so the great Buddha has decided we are not reading from the love story book. Because I've looked through here 3 times, and this book is visiting the socks from my dryer. It is obvious. Alright, so that means I have got to read blind one more time, and see if I get one that's not propaganda. Alright? I bet they're all propaganda, actually, to tell you the truth. I bet that they're, you know what? That reminds me, on my channel, the next book, after I'm finished with this one, is Edward Bernays' Propaganda. And let me tell you about Edward Bernays' writing. Ugh. Okay? We're going to be talking about a slog to read through. But we're going to do it, we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to learn how we're brainwashed every day. That's my opinion. And Edward's opinion. And the opinion of all the marketers. And, anyway, we're going to read Edward Bernays. But as I'm reading him, I'm going to live meaning live recorded, as I'm doing the reading, it's going to be live abridgment. So, because he spent an entire page, this man is insufferable. Edward Bernays is insufferable. I hope you enjoy my reading of him, because that's the only way you're going to get through it in college, kiddies, is to have Grandma read to you Propaganda by Edward Bernays, the most insufferable piece of literary work I have thus read so far. Oh, sorry. Whew. You can tell I'm a little emotional about how difficult this book is going to be. So I just want you to appreciate the things that Grandma goes through for your education. All right. Talking about life abridgment of Edward Bernays. And it's going because he spent a whole half a page giving me all the 3-letter, 4-letter organizations in the letter A category that a common person visits, part of, go to, join in the group of, and that is how our opinions are socially proved. Okay, now he goes into it properly. I'm just giving you the shorthand, but I already tried reading this book out and recording it, and I couldn't. But he goes, the AMAA, the AMCE, the AWACP, the AARP, the AMA, the AAAAAAAA, and he just went through every single as a demonstration of how well churned and well honed the words we speak in public are socially manufactured. That's what he was telling about. Which you'll understand if you would be kind and kind and kind and joyously join me in the mental torture that reading the book of propaganda is going to be. It'll be fun. And if you're really into it, we can read it together and discuss it in the comments section, and we'll all learn and expand our knowledge. And I can't wait for that. I have to go birthday party. Okay, I'm sorry. I should, well, you haven't even heard me read yet because I've been talking too much. Imagine that. Reading blind, and then you go as you please. I'll see you later. Lapidary lore. Delved from the earth's secret places, or brought into being by the wiles of demons, gods, and sorcerers. Such were the origins of the stones, jewels and precious gems that lent their energies to enchantment. To catch and tame the energies entrapped, even in humble earthstone, took skill and knowledge. The dark gleaming lodestone, for example, was known to all for its eerie attraction for iron, and those versed in the rudiments of magical lore could use its uncanny tugging to bring together lovers pulled apart by misfortune. Others, more advanced in study, appreciate the living soul the stone contained, and how its emanations snatched the Okay, Grandma's a bad reader today, so bad. I am totally not selling my channel. and oh, I'm not selling my channel at all. Ah, jeez. Why can't Grandma do nothing? Grandma can't do nothing in front of people. This goddamn lack of self-belief is kicking my butt. Well, it is true. I don't even know how these stories sound. I've never read them before. Oh well, people. I suck. I suck. This live's not even going to go on my page, so no worries. Just trying to see if I can gather interest more than not more than, but in the same in the same as with subscribers enjoy me clowning around and talking crap and doing that. Are they interested in reading? Because if that thing don't sell, I don't know, because that was my original vision. I'm not having nerves about it now. In fact, this is not going live. I'm going to absolutely delete this video by the time I get up. Don't call me a hypocrite, everybody. No, we're not pulling this live on. This is boring everyday life. Well, I guess I mentioned yesterday that I'm down. I've had my up and now I'm on my down. I'm on my crash of not drugs, depression, up and down. So the hyper mood I have been in that I was just milking for everything it was worth has now crashed. Especially after such a stressful last couple days. So now I'm in this other zone, down zone. You know they call that. There's a drug term for it. It's Creskin, and then there's that's what happened. It's not drugs. It's life will do it to you. I guess I didn't feel like reading. Find the book I'm looking for. That's infuriating. Wait, is that book over there? No. Hello, persons. I'm trying to read today, but I'm having difficulty doing that. So I'm just rambling. I ain't got nothing to do. I want to read, but I can't be thinking about it. False advertising. Don't worry. I'm not going to keep it up. I'm a hypocrite. This video is not going to be on my page. This is a bullshit sitting down doing nothing it. Doing nothing it. I'm thinking about knitting. I'm so frustrated that I can't find the book. I think I'm just going to meditate. All right, I'm willing to talk to anybody who wants to have something to say. Seems how I'm not getting my focus today. I'll focus on you. Ask questions. My mistake this morning was trying to choose what kind of audience that I should keep, and that was very selfish of me. My mistake this morning was trying to satisfy a desire of a certain kind of atmosphere. If I get attached to that kind of thing, it's going to be all non-inspired. We certainly aren't going to compromise being natural. We're trying to cater to what we want to have. So if I don't get what I want to have, it's all right. I can still imagine I can get it posthumously. When I'm dead and buried, somebody might find enjoyment from the books being read to them. But I'm doing such a poor job of selling it today. I'm doing such a poor job of selling my craft today. Oh, that's all right. Because plenty of lovely people love it when Granny clowns. So that's what Granny will do. But I'm going to keep trying to read in a minute here. But I hope she has a very good birthday party. Or how about we just read Zed? I could always read Zed. Because reading Zed is like totally easy. So we're going to read some Zed. Bet you I won't screw that up. I respect the masters more than I respect the fairies. All right, we're going to flip. Oh, no, that's flipping too far. That's an appendix. I'm not going to read the appendix. I'm going to take out the bookmark. This is Bai Chang. Bai Zhang. Pei Zhang. Pei Chang. Bang Bang. They all have different names, but they're the same name. Just depends on what Asian country that their thoughts went to. He's so difficult. Oi! Ooh, Bai Chang. He's so difficult. Just like Edward Bernays. But he's so beautiful. He's so beautiful. And he's so no nonsense. Here we go. We're just going to start here. I've got a lot of squiggly lines written in here. See the squiggly lines? Those are the verses that I like. So we're going to read this passage as it is, as soon as I have had enough nicotine. Who is Pai Chang? What line is he in? I called them children, all right? I don't refer to them as master, lineage holder, monk and leader and successor. Screw that. The stories are no different than a father and son, etc. Ma Cao is his master daddy. And Hung Bo, my other favorite transmission of mind, is his son. His head monk is Hung Bo, which is transmission of mind, which I've already read on my website, which is here to be advertised very poorly by myself, its owner and proprietor. Please subscribe and join for the reading of all kinds of books, not just stuffies and shit. Anywho, maybe this will go live. Who knows? I'm just here. All right, we're about to read Mr. as soon as I get nicotine. Got nicotine. Reading. People who know Buddha, people who see Buddha, people who speak of Buddha, are as numerous as the sands of the Ganges River. But as for those who are Buddha knowing, who are Buddha seeing, who are Buddha speaking, these are not 1 in 10,000. Because one who has no eyes himself because one has no eyes himself, he depends on another for eyes. In the teachings, this is called deductive knowledge. Now, if you covet knowledge and understanding of Buddha, this too is called deductive. Inferential knowledge, not direct knowledge. Wordy metaphors by positive example. The incomplete teaching is by positive example. The complete teaching is by negative example. 2. Abandon your head, eyes, marrow, and brain is negative example. Now, not craving such things as Buddhahood or enlightenment is negative example. That which is hard to abandon is likened to the head, eyes, marrow, and brain. If you shine fixedly upon all existent and non-existent things, this is called the head. To be captured by any existent or non-existent things is called hands. Oh, remember the hands first from yesterday? Or the other day? Interesting to try to think of them in relation to each other. That's how you begin to uncrack the message of Zen. Thinking things over like that. The time before you have illumined the objects before you is called marrow and brains. Let me reread that because I stumbled. The time before you have illumined the objects before you is called marrow and brains. In the sanctified state of cultivating profane causes, a Buddha enters among sentient beings, becoming like them in kind to invite, lead, teach, and guide them. Joining those hungry spirits as limbs and joints of fire, he expounds the transcendence of wisdom to them, inspiring them with the will for enlightenment. If he only stayed in the sanctified state, how could he go there and talk with them? Buddha enters into various classes and makes a raft for sentient beings. Like them, he feels pain, unlimited toil, and stress. When a Buddha enters a painful place, he too feels pain, the same as sentient beings. A Buddha is not the same as sentient beings only in that he is free or to go or to stay. Let me reread that again, I stumbled. A Buddha is not the same as sentient beings only in that he is free to go or to stay. A Buddha is not empty space. Feeling pain, how could he not suffer? If someone says he does not suffer, these words are contradictory. Do not speak idly and wrongly say that a Buddha's spiritual powers are free or not free. Other than praising of a medicinal prescription, he does not want to have the ugliness of duality showing. The teachings say, if a man places Buddha and enlightenment in the realm of affirmation, he incurs a great fault. If, in the presence of someone who does not know of Buddha, there is no fault in speaking this way, it is like undefiled cow's milk. A cow does not stay on the high plain, nor does it abide in the low march. This cow's milk can be medicine. The high plains symbolizes Buddhahood. The low marsh symbolizes sentient beings. As it is said, the real body of true wisdom of those who realize thusness no longer has this disease. Their intellect and eloquence are uninhibited, free to leap up, unborn, imperishable. This is called birth, old age, sickness, and death. Pain and suffering are darkness. Having eaten the mushroom soup, Shakyamuni Buddha suffered dysentery and met his end. This is darkness. This is darkness as repository. Light reveals traces. With light and darkness all removed, do not grasp them. In non-grasping there was also no non-grasping. He is neither light nor dark. His birth in a royal place, marriage to Yasodhara, and 8 aspects of attainment to the way are judgments of the false conceptions of disciples and outsiders. Okay, I did stumble on that. Wow. They're saying he's strict. He wants me to read him properly. Or don't bother, he says. Other people can hear Jesus and God. I can hear the masters. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. I can be just as crazy as everybody else and still be teaching the truths. Somebody saw my ugly face and they decided to stay for a minute. Stick around, you'll get lots of them, Bubba. Okay, let me reread that part. So, he is neither light nor dark. His birth in the royal place, marriage to Yesodhara, and the 8 aspects of attainment to the way are the judgments of the false conceptions of disciples and outsiders. Since it is said that he is not a body nourished by mixed food, Chunda said. What? Reading is now becoming flippity floppity. I guess we're finished. Can I just finish the paragraph? Since it is said that he is not a body nourished by mixed food, Chunda said, I know the realized one will certainly not accept or eat it. All right, that's the end of it, but I'm still reading the squiggly line. Most important, it is necessary to have 2 eyes to shine through the affairs of both sides. Do not just wear one eye and go on one side, for then there will be another side to arrive. The goddess of fortune and the girl of darkness accompany each other. A wise host does not admit either of them. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, Beijing. Go back to 1,000 years ago. You scare me. No, he had a lot of good things to say. Let's see if we can remember any of them. Welcome, new watchers. No chatters, but welcome, new watchers. If you have chatted, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Sorry, don't receive it. People who know Buddha, people who see Buddha, people who speak of Buddha. There's like billions of them, dude. But who is being Buddha? Who is Buddha knowing? Who is Buddha see? Who is Buddha speaking? Not 1 in 10,000. And because nobody has their eyes to themselves, they depend on another's voice. They depend on Lin Chi, who is his grandson, well, grand monk. Lin Chi spoke of that as well. The knowledge you seek doesn't come from another. My story goes, I thought I'd understand it. I thought I had the big whammo, the whammo that sends the monk from the meditation bench straight into the master's office. Oh my God, it happened! It happened! That kind of thing. And, oh, come on, you made me forget. Find it again. Doesn't come from another. Doesn't come from the outside. Huh! I forgot my damn antidote. Didn't matter. And she spoke of it. Brains are weak. My brain forgot the story it was going to tell. Just like that. Where anybody from? Anybody? Nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to stick around and talk to me. That's good. I guess this way my daughter will get to know how she lives, how grandma lives, when nobody. Nah, she's not gonna do that. I'm not even gonna put this video up. I'm going to delete it as soon as I'm finished playing around on the internet. Maybe I need a different kind of storybook. Try my hand at Shakespeare. Maybe I'll try Shakespeare. When I was a little girl, I always wanted to get a play or an opera or something like that, get my Barbie dolls, and actually play that. Do, 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 do. I swear to God, that's what I wanted to do. I hope that little kitten enjoys this story because I really think that she's like that herself. I think she's like that herself. You want us to find a play and see if we can do a play? I got Barbies. Where's my Barbie? Oh, I know where my Barbie is. I got a Barbie. I got a Ken. I think that might have to be a video project. That might have to be. ah, I think I know what it could be too. Yo, guys, I got a new project. I'm gonna do Shakespeare with Barbies. We're gonna do, we're gonna do 12th Night. Hopefully, I only have one Ken though, so we're gonna have to use our imagination. We're gonna have to use our imagination, but that's what it's all about. It's all about using our imagination. And my granddaughter, I met, get a load of actually screwing around with your imagination. Holy crap, do I feel inspired. I want to get up right now and dig out my Shakespeare. Sitting right next to me in that box. My Barbie dolls are in there. Oh my God, can I get a votes up? Can I get a votes up for Barbie doll Shakespeare live? Come on, baby. Let's do Barbie Shakespeare. Oh my God. What a fun idea. Well, if you're a geek. No, a nerd. I'm sorry. If you're a nerd, that's a fun idea. If you're an autistic nerd, that's a fun idea. And that there gives me my script, so I don't got to worry. And I always got hand puppets. So I've got my Barbie dolls, who will be the main characters, and then there's all the other, all the side characters in the scene will be the hand puppets. Oh my God. I'm pretty goddamn stoked about this idea. All right, here's what we're going to do. Since this isn't going to happen, so this is going to happen because if I pull this off, if I can pull this off, you got yourselves a something. You got yourselves a something I'm going to do professional. Oh, God. Let me put a Shakespeare. Uh, I gotta move everything. Hmm. Actually, you can find every single book with the book you're looking for. Every single book with the book you're looking for. Oh, oh, that doesn't count. That's not Shakespeare. Oh, oh God, please don't tell me it's in the other container. I can't lift my heavy books. Oh shit. Ah, it's not here. Ah, ah. I gotta move a heavy box. Fine. My book. Yeah. If you're not in here, I'm gonna scream. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, right here. Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Oh yeah. I'm gonna check out this book. I've been wanting to talk about this old ass book here. Oh yeah. Remember Shakespeare. Ugh. Had to. So we don't got two no more. Okay. Okay, we're gonna let this air out. These books are. Whoa! I stood up too fast. Anyway, here I am. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. I got a big workout. I'm all worn out now. Ugh. I'm gonna stand here. Nobody loves me. That's for sure. Hey. Okay, Grandma's got more toys. I wanted to read a passage out of this old ass book. This will let you know how we've come a long way. We've come a long way. Yeah, but the problem with opening this book is I think it's got dust mites. And which means as soon as I open it up, I'm going to get itchy. But I got to keep it because it's an original print from the 1800s. And it's still in circulation. Okay, fine. But this book is personally quite old. And that's what makes it valuable. Oh, I forgot to find my Barbie doll. Shakespeare! Is this 12th night? Haha! Oh, God, I can't read that. Woo! Phew. I already had it all marked out. Seems like a relatively short play. But I'm going to read the play. I don't quite want to do it blind because I am actually going to, if I do it well, I'm actually going to make a playlist of it, actually. That sounds like fun. But for the time being, since this is all just, oh yeah, this book's old too. Ooh, this book's making me itch. Since this is just live, and live is just for the shits and gigs. Live is just for the Buddhists and the Wazas, and the Hooji Wetsits and the Doozy Loodzits. I just do live for the fun of it. And I can certainly see how much interest, what kind of my wild and wacky idea can gain popularity. So since I'm going to be doing 12th night, we're not going to play with 12th night here. So let's find one here that I'm going to do for fun. Rehearsal style fun. Oh, Romeo and Juliet's in here. Everybody loves Romeo and Juliet. Um, got some tragedies and some comedies in here. Has anybody, hey, if you like Shakespeare, throw out your favorite play here. Tell me what you like. I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna try to play it. I'm gonna try to imagine it. Ain't nobody cares about that. I know. Comedy of Errors or Two Gentlemen of Verona. Oh, Merchant of Venice. Much Ado About Nothing. Which one's real short? Comedy of Errors? Yeah, let's see what that's like. Comedy of Errors, because I'm certainly going to be making a lot of them. Romanticists. Hmm. Or maybe we should do something that's familiar. Yeah, familiar is better. Everybody knows about Romeo and Juliet, even though it's like overdone. 247. But everybody knows it, so they'll catch on. They'll totally catch on to the to the concept here. I'm trying to. Oh, nobody cares. Um, Concept art. I'm trying to get ready to do some kind of concept art. I'm getting ready to do concept art. Okay, it's just I'm not doing it yet because I'm nervous and nobody cares, and I'm getting my props together. I'm gonna try to do some Romeo and Juliet with Barbies. Romeo and Juliet with Barbies. That's what I'm getting ready to do, just for fun. I'm bored. I'm trying to get away from the internet. Ha 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 ha. And I'm taking you all with me. What we got here? We got that Barbie. Here's, I need a male. I need a man Barbie. Oh, neato. I got good stuff in here. Yay. Okay. Well, check this out. I mummified my Barbies. I mummified my Barbies, and now I have to undo them. I set myself up never to come back again. But we can do it gay. We can absolutely do it gay. I've got the two of these Barbies were free, so we're gonna do this. This is Juliet. Faux show. Faux show. This is Juliet. I don't even know if people ever play Barbies anymore. And I don't even know how they play Barbies anymore. But you know what? Today's theme for my granddaughter has become play Barbies with Grandma. Oh my God. Play Barbies with Grandma. Right now I'm brushing my doll's hair. This is Juliet. Hey, I'm Juliet. I'm going to have a boyfriend. And at the end of the play, I'm going to... Oh, it's going to be very, 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 very sad. Anybody play Barbies before? Do they still play Barbies? Well, you should. Playing Barbies is fun. Like, oh my God, yesterday when I came onto your channel, you were talking about, serious brain shit, and now you're like gonna play Barbies? Yeah. Yeah. Life is fun. Don't take it too seriously. Listen, don't worry about it. I am taking it seriously. We're not just playing Barbies. I'm reading you Shakespeare. This is an experiment. Y'all get to be part of my content creation brainstorming and trial and error. I don't know what you people want to. I don't know what you want. I don't know what entertains you. I just know how to have fun. Hey, Lily. How you doing? Did you hear what we're doing? Are you interested? You know what we're doing today? Oh. You know what we're doing today? Did you hear me talk about that yet? Because I'm playing Barbies today. And I'm getting my Barbie ready. Well, I gotta unmummify my Ken doll so that I can have Romeo. And this is Juliet. This is probably everybody else. I should get my bag of clothes. Anyway, this is just for fun. This is not the dress rehearsal. This is a concept test. What you been doing lately? You been all right? I gotta get my Ken doll. He was stored away in my box of memories. Hey, I get to win. You have a nice outfit on. Everybody love you. Oh, be the old lady. You want to be the old lady character? Oh no, your head's broken. You can't be the old lady character. All right, you are done for, lady. You done. I can't believe her head is broken. She was my favorite Barbie doll since childhood, and now she's buried. Oh God, even her little Barbie doll eyes. Oh, ha ha ha. Thank you. Even her little Barbie doll eyes look like a gosh darn ghost. Come here, Ken or Romeo. I am Romeo. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, dear Romeo? Okay, this is Romeo. He's got nasty hair too. This is Barbie and the Rockers. This is 1995 Leo. All right, and we'll put the mummified dolls back. We are now getting ready. Did I put it on Romeo? I did. Romeo and Juliet. I need a reading assistance guide. All right, we'll get to that later. Having an ADHD attack. ADHD is attacking me. I'm gonna play dolls with my grandchild. And you know what? In the future, if she actually likes playing dolls with me someday, all the gambling, all the rambling I did before, she could just be getting her dolls ready. And especially when I do this as a professional, um, when I actually make a video of a whole play, I'm gonna do 12th night, and if this Barbie idea works out, we're gonna do it in Barbie. But if the Barbie idea doesn't work out, we are just not gonna do it at all. There you go. Get that hair nice and pretty. Get that hair pretty. I'll tell you, I don't care if nobody's interested. If you want to watch this movie, it's, excuse me, is the name Romeo and Juliet. Yes, don't want to watch the movie. Children lack imagination. I think y'all forgot how to play. And kids don't like Barbies. And kids don't like Shakespeare. So I'm putting all the beautiful things together. Oh, wait, 2026? I love that movie. Oh my God. Oh my God, do I love that movie. That, yeah, you're right. And somebody told me that the book follows the movie so well, only with much more gruesome detail. I'm going to get that book someday. Good movie. Excellent. Best movie ever. The girl with all the gifts. Just enough to wet the whistle. Get your Kool-Aid. Finish your Kool-Aid from yesterday. Okay. Mm. Well, this character is also going to have to be other people. It's going to be the nurse. Every other female is this character. And I don't have another boy doll. So one of these guys will be any other boy doll. Any other boy doll? Yes. Wait, fine. Okay, that should be easy enough. These are the two main characters in main characters in the scene. Yeah. And these, hi, hello, will be all the other characters in the scene. In other words, I have speaking parts in a minor detail of, I'm useful. Me? Oh, I'm servant on stage left. And, I'm Duke's attendant. We're the side characters. Okay. I'm the announcer. The story of unhappy lovers of Verona, as 1,000 historical occurrences is inferred to the year 1303. But no account of it exists of an earlier date. Then I don't give a fuck about reading this shit. But it's just a goddamn play about some people in Verona, and they fell in love and they could not fuck. because their families were having a war. And then they spoke a lot of poetry and the hormones are rising, and then they decided that they needed to run away, and sneak away with each other and be happily married, happily married until the first electric bill comes in and they can't pay the rent and then they'll have to, but they didn't get that far. They didn't get that far. All they did was went to the cemetery and drank some sleeping potion. But the other thought, oh, spoiler alert. I bet you didn't know because they don't read it no more in high school. So that's why I chose it for you. Bill has straight hair and yours is tangled. Well, mine's tangled too. And that is the story of Romeo and Juliet. Okay, we're not going to go through the dramaticist personnel. We've already been introduced. Prologue. Are you ready? I'm the prologue guy. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break new. I'm a bad announcer. Let's try again. In a world, two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth two fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventures piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's ends not could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, that here shall miss our toil, shall strive to mend. I'm a bad Shakespearean actor. Have a lovely school time. Whoops. Have lovely school time. Sorry. Lovely school time. Okay. Enter Samson and Gregory of the house of Capulet, armed with swords. That's not a good sword. Armed with swords and bucklers. Sam. Gregory, oh my word, we shall not carry coals. Gregory. No, for then we would be quailers. I mean, and we will be inquire. We'll draw. Aye, while you live, draw your neck out o'er the collar. Ah, I strike quickly, being moved. Ah, but thou art not quickly moved to strike. A dog in his house of Montague moves me. Ha! To move is to stir, and to be vigilant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou run'st away. A dog in the house shall move me to stand, and I will take the wall of my man or maid of Montague's. That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall too. And therefore women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore I must publish Montague's men, or push Montague's men from the wall, and thrust his maids to the wall. What a dirty man. Shakespeare's a dirty man. The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men. 'Tis all one. I will show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with men, I will end Sorry, I will be cruel with the maids and cut off their heads. Heads of the maids? Aye, the heads of the maids, or with maiden heads, or their maiden heads. Take it in what sense thou wilt. They must make it the sense that they feel it. Me, they will feel, while I am able to stand. And 'tis known I'm a pretty piece of flesh. 'Tis well thou art not fish. If thou hadst been poor John. Draw thy tool, here comes two of the house of the Montague. My naked weapon is out, quarrel I will, back thee. How, shall I turn my back and run? Fear me not. No, marry, I fear thee. Let us take the law of our sides, and let them begin. I will frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they list, nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, like that, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it. Enter Abraham and Balthazar. Hey, this is kind of fun. I can dig it. Man, that was nothing but a lot of dirty dialogue that they just had. It's terrible. Every time I read Shakespeare, I begin to dislike him. I mean, he is so problematic. He is incredibly problematic. What a problematic dude. Enter Abraham and Balthazar. Huh. Yeah. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? I do bite my thumb, sir. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Is the law of our side if I say A? No. No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir. Do you quarrel, sir? What is this guy? You know what? It's getting confusing. There's too many characters playing. Okay, so for that, in that case, we're going to have to do finger puppets. Oh, Samson and Gregory, Abraham and Balthazar. Well, actually, Samson, Gregory, Abraham, Balthazar. So start the scene over from the top. Mm. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? I do bite my thumb, sir. You bite your thumb at us, sir? This is the law of our side. This is the law of our side if I say A? Or is it the law of our side if I say A? No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb. Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir. And if you do, I'm for you. I serve as a good man. I serve a good man as you. No, better. Well, sir, say better. There comes one of my master's kinmen. Yes, better, sir. You lie. God, this is hard too. This method's a little too hard as well. This is fun. I'm gonna have to practice this method and figure it out. Well, it's fun for me. I don't think anybody else likes it. And that's why I was a very lonely child. Nobody liked it. It was hard. That's why they didn't like it. No, we're gonna fuck with this. I like it. We're gonna fuck with this. So how do I indicate the other characters? Does that work? Speaker, 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 speaker. But I'm getting confused who's talking. But who's talking to, like, how can I indicate they're talking together? Like, that's how. They're talking together. Now they're talking. He's talking, they're talking together. Yeah, yeah. I've been here for an hour and a half fucking around. All right. You're right. Alright, it was kind of fun playing with Grandma today. Reading aloud again in front of a live audience is difficult. Good night. I said good night, dang diddly. Thank you. Good night.